It's another week in the world of wrestling. Got to give a shout out to the band Netflix and their song "Bite Me," the official theme song of Draped in Gold. You are locked into the best dang wrestling podcast that doesn't really have fans. What's up with that? Y'all need to help me out with that. My name is Flobo Boyce. Of course, Jack Farmer's not here because he's too good for his own show, but we got an upgrade. Please welcome the man himself and Mercedes Monet advocate. Neesin, what's going on, man?
You mean the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the goat, the queen of the ceremony,
Stop it.
the queen of the ring, 13 belt, Miss
Stop.
Monet?
Stop.
That's what you mean?
Do you even name those belts? That's a question I have.
Don't care.
Don't care. Okay.
Don't care.
Yo, you gonna talk about?
Can you name all the socks you got? Like, you
No, I
own them.
can't. I
You
can't.
own them.
That's true. That's true. But I don't walking around doing this. I got socks. I got socks.
You should. You're missing out on a lucrative opportunity. You know who doesn't miss out on lucrative opportunities? Mercedes Monet.
Okay.
Okay? That's who doesn't miss out on a money making opportunity.
Well,
Slipping.
let's go right into that, man. 13 belts is official. I thought it was going to be done after 7, but 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and more is in the way. People have been saying that it kind of is killing the business, having Mercedes going around. Other folks are saying she's the best ever to do it. I have a feeling where you land on this, but I offer you this.
Mm-hmm.
If she is traveling the world and she's getting these
Mm-hmm.
belts, but not defending these titles, is that
Mm-hmm.
necessarily a bad thing?
You said, is it a bad thing?
Yeah, she collects them. She's won them, but she's not like out there defending the title she's won. I haven't
Those belts
seen
are
many.
getting those belts are getting more shine than anyone that'll hold them in these companies that's probably drawing 12 people. Okay, let's just be real. It's being in front of millions watching on replays. All right, this is AEW. This is the second biggest promotion. I get what Chris Jericho said, but this is the second biggest promotion there is. So therefore, those belts deserve to be represented by the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the queen of the ring, the goat, the 13 belt Mercedes Monet.
I
You know,
think when's it going to stop, man? When there will be a number of belts where even
it,
you would say that's too many.
I'm sorry. The only time there's too much of ice cream is when your doctor says you have diabetes, and then only thing you do is adjust your insulin, and you still eat more ice cream. So therefore, there is no such thing as too much. I don't understand where you're coming from, Flobo.
I'm just
Like,
putting
please,
out.
please help me, because right now it sounds like coming from a negative state of mind right
I,
now.
I, I am a long time hater of Mercedes Monet, and the reason being is that look, there's many different horsewomen out there, and of course, I think that Bailey doesn't get enough shine as she does. And look, I respect the fact she bet on herself. That's what Cody Rhodes did, and we all love Cody Rhodes. But you go to these promotions, you win the titles. We have number 13, and I actually have to keep looking at my notes to realize who she won that 13th belt over. Was it really like the NWA title? No. Was it really like something big time? No. It was like, oh, HOG, which is respectable, but do we start counting all of these as world titles? They're not even world titles, they're regional titles.
I'm sorry, the front desk just called and said that they heard you being a hater from my laptop. Uh, that's what just happened. I truly apologize. I guess the speakers are just blowing so much hate that I didn't even know, man. Sorry about that.
All right. Well, got to give a shout
Apologize.
out to everyone who's watching and streaming live on that Draped in Gold website over there, drapedingold.com, and of course, the YouTube channel. And if you're on that Spotify or Apple, drop a comment and 5 stars because we need some visibility. And of course, we need some wrestling podcasts
Yeah.
out there that
Name a
are different.
belt. Name a belt. Matter of fact, don't drop any comment. Just name a belt that Mercedes actually has to show Flow that you know what the 13, the mean 13, the money making 13, the CEO 13 actually is doing out here. Okay?
If she
Okay?
was so good, how come she hasn't won the AEW Women's Championship?
If she well, we
She
have
tried
what
twice.
is what this weekend? This weekend?
I'm just saying
This
she hasn't won
is
it.
this weekend. Is this weekend, right?
She
Is
has
this weekend?
she hasn't won it. I'm just
Hey,
putting it out
look.
there.
Well, again, this weekend we'll find out. We'll find out.
Kayla Rhodey says, thanks so much for supporting the show. She says, would you rather be a top dog in AEW or 12th in WWE? Which is a kind of a apropos question given the topic.
Hmm. Is that a question that we should answer right now?
I think so. Would
Okay.
you?
I would. I think being the 12th in WWE means you're a top dog somewhere. I'd like if honestly, if you look at the 10 men that were standing in that ring and the 10 women that was standing in the ring on Monday Night Raw, right? You see for we talk about the War Games. That's 10. So maybe you're two outside of that. So if those 10 are the top women, then what are you, Becky Lynch? I'll allow it. What are we talking about, right? Like, but if we really think AJ Lee, I'll allow it. Like I'll be
Yeah.
that 12 because if you're 12th in the WWE, that means you're considered like your value is considered high outside of that place.
It's a fair
So
question, really, because if you're
I
top
yeah. So
20, you're kind of a top dog in that way, you
you see
know?
what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't even
Yeah.
like yeah, I take 12 and then if I ever, get future endeavor, I'm one.
Well, it's not even that because like the way WWE is structured, like it is kind of like you buy a ticket to see the WWE show. Like
Yeah.
you have to like give up a little bit of your individualism. So yeah, CM Punk Roman Reigns is one thing, but if you're Bronson Reed, you work as many dates as CM Punk. That's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're thinking like merch, yes, you're giving up like your individuality because people are just coming to see the show, and that's how it's really portrayed. It's not really, we're seeing the last of the dying breed of the stars actually happening, right? Like we've seen John Cena go away, we're seeing Roman Reigns, sporadically. We're seeing Brock Lesnar sporadically. Like we don't, the PTO time ran out, so they're starting to come back to gain some more PTO time. Yeah, I think it is very it's gonna be very interesting. Like 10 years from now, if that model still exists, if they just want to see the company, if they just want to watch the Super Bowl and not care about who's actually playing. Um, because they're going to have to find some sort of connection. So I think it'll be interesting for sure. But I mean, they're still making money like on merchandise and
Yeah. But
like,
let's talk about this, man. Like, and WWE
yeah,
this week was in MSG. The last time is now tournament.
yeah.
John Cena has a 60-man tournament to see who will be his final opponent. We talked about this in Draped and Gold before. I think ultimately it was the right decision because I think if anyone was his handpicked, it wouldn't have been the best. But that said, the past couple of days, we saw the returns of both Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. What were your thoughts about that first before we get into the whole tournament thing?
I liked it until honestly, look, I like both of them. I think both of them fit Cena's narrative of
Okay.
of his career. But I hated it the minute Dolph came out only because I knew he was going to lose. And it to me we're just chalking it across the board then, right? Like if you have these people come back and they can't score a win, then what are we doing? Like
Huh.
what's the point? Like is it just for the pop? It's not really for and it's TNA. Like so at this point TNA is NXT. So like it's the surprise or something even like Javon Evans is like great, but he's using them to showcase we know what he's doing. He's using the opportunity to showcase these things, which is great to showcase these athletes. Amazing. We love that about Cena. And it's kind of been which is ironic because they call him Super Cena, but it's been the threshold, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been his through line, like in his latter, third act of his career with the Open Challenge. So I'm I'm hoping this last surprise is an actual surprise that we can we can actually get something different from it rather than chalking it up and we're just going to run it and have Gunther be his last performer. Like I
Right.
I was hoping we got. I mean, of course, I was hoping we got Joe Hendry. I was hoping we got maybe somebody else from NXT down there. Trick, I wanted to see like Trick come up and have that be his intro. Um, and then on the other side, like even a Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, like the guys that kind of have been, yeah, like you beat him at WrestleMania. What about a Baron Corbin or something like that? That's completely different. Like at least let them get one win, and then let's talk about it in the second round. Like have them lose in the second round. That's just my.
Yeah, I think I'm
My
with you
thoughts around
because
it.
like on SmackDown seeing Zack Ryder return, and even then they
Yeah,
had a hard time being like, well, Matt Cardona was here 3 weeks ago, but this is a different person who's the same.
yeah,
And seeing Dolph Ziggler in it, like the matches themselves are fine, but taking a step back, you're right. What's the point of getting these guys from outside the tournament to do
yeah,
it? But at the same time, I mean, I like the fact these are guys that had some interactions with Cena. There just wasn't
yes,
random ass
absolutely.
dude. It was like Steve Macklin came out and was like, okay, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
fair.
it totally makes sense. But you're right. Like Solo Sikoa did beat Cena clean before he went on a Super Cena run, so he had a right to win it. And I wanted Javon
Yeah.
Evans to advance, but as it is right now, let me ask you your opinion. Cena has 2 appearances left. One at Survivor Series against Dominic Mysterio, and at Saturday's main event. Is there a path to have a winner of this tournament where you're completely satisfied with the winner? Like, is there one of these guys you love? You're like cool, or does it already feel like a compromise where it's like
I want to see who's going to what's it going to look like on the mysterious person, the last mysterious, like the guest. That's what's that going to be on Friday, and then also, I want to see that second round. I think having Finn Balor and Penta go against each other is very interesting.
okay?
Um, because I don't see anything Penta, but I see like something with Finn. I thought Finn Balor, whoever it has to be, it it has to be someone that what was I like? It has to be someone that has a story to like that never got told or something like that, right? Like, yeah, it could Solo beat him. I'm trying to think who else is in it. I'm trying to like picture it, but I remember watching it last night and like when they showed if they win, they're gonna face them. If they win, they're gonna face them. And I was watching it like, man, if only, like, if only there was like it's something missing here. Like there's something, and I'm hoping that's what this last mystery part because it's something not working. Because if it's just Gunther, then it's like, what are
Yeah,
we
the thing
doing?
coming back. I mean, is it the whole repackaging? Right? He's doing the whole of course, of Janissaries, but New World Order. That's it. New World Order. Dun, 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 dun. Like it's back now, man.
I
He's
love that. I love that. I love
CEO.
that.
CEO. It's the same
Like,
Dolph.
but no, it's. I mean, like, I would love to hear you. Like, who would you want out of this? Because, like you said,
Yeah,
they could have picked anybody, but
sure.
now we literally have a playing field of who could win minus one person. So, who do you see out of these people that are left? Because I would have loved it to be Dolph. I would have loved it to be Zack Ryder. I would. I mean, but it better not be Kane. I know it better not be. It better not be Kane.
Like I don't think
It
King
better
can
not be
move
Kane.
anymore.
It better not be Kane.
He's out there in legislation voting on other things. Okay, so 3 weeks ago on this show, my dark horse choice was Javon Evans, which I was so
Yeah.
surprised he was selected. I was like, wait, am I a genius? I am, but he still lost that match yesterday. As a wrestling fan and the classic wrestling fan who wants to see the torch being passed, I would love to see Carmelo Hayes. I think that'd be kind of cool, but I understand based on who's left in this tournament, the high wattage, like marquee matchup, like the footnote, the trivia pursuit answer should be Gunther because of how hard he hits, how he's just a championship pedigree. It makes sense. But if I had a chance, if I had the pen, Carmelo Hayes all day. Here's a guy that's been sitting on a bunch for years. He was working with Miz for years. Miz is now eliminated, which is somebody I also wanted to see. Why not give the guy a chance with something he can actually hold on to like
Right.
this, as opposed to him just being like, I'm him. But you've been missing all year, but I'm still him. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think with Carmelo Anthony going,
Carmelo
yeah.
Anthony.
I mean Carmelo Anthony, yeah, Carmelo Hayes. I'm like Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo Hayes. I think it's oh, what's up, fam? Yeah, man, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. I keep seeing I just keep seeing Gunther like being the guy because the way he's just dominant and I don't see another path. And that's why I'm really trying to hold off that maybe that person that, is it gonna be a Jericho? Is it gonna be someone that's like undeniably like, okay, I can see Cena versus this for his last match, Like, or
There
is
ain't
this
nobody because
exactly
Edge is already tied up in contracts, and I guess Chris Jericho would be fun, but I don't want to see Chris Jericho do a tournament. I want
I
his
don't
theme song to drop, him to the pose, and him leave. Like I don't want to see him actual wrestle no more. like a
And it
fraud.
should have been. It honestly should have been him last night on Raw. And I know, like, I don't know, just contract and all that shit aside, because I'm just not stuff aside, because I'm not really attached that much. But I think he brought him to Raw for the first time. Like everyone, if you're watching wrestling around that time, you remember that. Like that pop that Cena got when he showed up to Raw and Jericho was in the middle of the ring. It was like, okay, like this guy's getting a brand new coat of paint in a sense. John Cena talking about. So I would love for that to happen, or just even if it's not a wrestling, but some sort of acknowledgement, or just to like, hey man, a Kurt Angle, like a hey man, something like that, like on the way out. It better
Yeah.
not be Undertaker walking down shaking his hand. I just know that. Nobody
Ugh.
got time for that. Nobody got time for 50-minute walk to the ring.
Probably
Uh,
Michelle McCool in the back.
Jesus Christ.
Killer Ronnie says, I love Carmelo, but with Ilya back, un Bazikba, will Melo be missed? I can see Gunther, Ludwig, and Ilya create a new faction. Yeah, that sounds like a period
Melo be
too.
missed.
I don't think El Grande Americano would ever want to go back to being rich. I mean, right now, having that gimmick work for him, that just sounds like a total
Yeah.
step back for the dude.
I mean, this man had found a whole new life with that gimmick, plus a whole new thing. He is winning in and out of that ring, boy. I
Man,
tell you,
imagine like
I
it just
tell
takes me
you.
back to like a Vince gimmick. If someone gave you like Doink the Clown and say, "Yo, that's going to be you now," like I would be like, "What do I do with this?" But he took it, and
Yeah,
it's actually dope for the guy who had it before him. Like that's just so rare, man. I love that.
I mean, I thought Chad. See, I think it's different. I think Chad was amazing, and I would love to see him back in the gimmick, just because I think Ludwig. This is a great stepping stone for Ludwig to become like an actual name. I thought he was close. I thought he was there, he has all the tools. So I think this is like that next to get him out under that mask. Hey, give it back to Chad. He was
Question:
doing he was doing
Does
great.
Chad just show up as El Grande Americano, or
Absolutely.
do you want a mass
You
versus
have a
mass
grande,
match?
you have a that is if we don't get a mass versus mass match in WWE,
They said
like a
no.
proper, like at Triple Mania, if we don't get a WWE Triple
No,
Mania mass versus mass match, then
no.
they are sleeping on just money. Do you hear the pops that a Grande Americano gets? Just it doesn't matter who's under that mask. So you just have a actual WWE mass versus mass under AAA banner. That'd be huge.
Oh
That's the
man,
most appropriation, not that's what WWE wrestling was made for. That
I that is
a
what in the
German and an American white guy having a mass versus mass match under a Mexican promotion that's owned by white people. That's what WWF was made for.
Yeah, that's the most Vince McMahon thing I've ever heard in my life, man.
That's the, this is I mean, at this point, like
Wow. Well, what do you guys say about that? Having a mass versus mass match for the crown of Americano. By the way, assuming Bravo and Rayo aren't in the conversation, because I'm not sure what they're doing. But if it was Americano versus Americano, would you be on board to see that mass versus mass? Or if Chad comes back, we just take the mantle back. Let me know in the comments below. But
who's who are they?
Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
You're just shut up.
No. Bravo, the guy with the sleeve. That's Tyler Bate because he had the sleeve tattoo, and Pete Dunne's the other guy. He's Raya, or yeah,
You're no.
sir. Would I lie to you on air? I'll lie to you
Well,
in your face in private, but not on air, sir.
you're lying about Mercedes Monet not being the
No,
greatest.
she's
So yes,
overrated.
yeah.
Let's be real. I mean, just because you win titles don't mean you're the greatest. Come
I'm
on.
sorry. Is she a draw? Is she a draw? Have you seen a bad house with her
Did
on
you
on these
see
on these
how many
videos?
people went to bought that last matchup she was in? It was
I
like a
did.
room of a 2 dozen people. What do you mean a
How many?
draw?
And show me the last show they had.
Who
It was probably two.
House of Glory? I don't watch those. I assume it was the same.
And don't disrespect House of Glory like that.
No,
House of
but you said it. Who was it to? That was your question. You
No,
disrespected
but you
House of
you
Glory.
you said it was a half a dozen. I'm
It
saying I'm
was. It
saying
was
it
22
was
people.
not. It was more. You count it?
I did in the video clip. Maybe it was a hard camera angle, but in that
The
clip,
disrespect, the
because
disrespect.
I'm a thorough hater, sir. I
Yeah,
back my hate up with facts.
the facts that you're backing it up with are just full blown lies and deceit. Okay,
All right, all right. Well, let's talk about lies and deceit, man, because I don't understand something. I need you to help your help with because you're smart. You're way smarter than I am because you're a
Mm,
Mercedes Monet fan. But what do you make of this whole vision thing, man? Logan Paul is in there. Drew McIntyre's in there. Is it
they're
War
not.
Games only? What's going
It's
on,
war
man?
games only. It's war games only. This is the typical war games. I think. Look, what I do think, what I did not see coming, which I should have saw coming, and it made me very upset. The Brock Lesnar angle of things.
That was cool.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, this could be something, but it's just war games. It's war. It's Survivor Series is really the road to WrestleMania, right? Like that is what it sets up. Like it is not Royal Rumble. If we look back at every Survivor Series, it's tipping off to what's going to happen. We're starting to plant the seeds of what's going to happen with WrestleMania. So with the War Games match, with Brock Lesnar being involved, Roman Reigns being involved, but also just the vision, I think they're really dropping the ball on what the vision could be. I think
What? Please tell me what that could be because I have no idea.
because like ideally what it was supposed to be, the vision was supposed to be, look, I was opposed to them using Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the Bronze. I was opposed to them to using them in the first place as henchmen for Seth Rollins. I think they could have used easily uh, Ethan Page and a Ricky Starks or anyone else, like just have them as the JJ security.
Okay.
Like it doesn't matter. Like you need personalities instead of taking these big draws. But I think they were starting to find their way with the vision as a tag team. They had logos. They were kind of like really turning into something and really turning into like threat to molding with Seth Rollins being out and them not being in a title picture. I think it leaves like, okay, then what are they doing? And
Yeah.
so I think after this Survivor Series, we're going to start formulating that. All right, one of them's going to have to go for one title, and the other is going to have to go for some other gold. Because if not, then we're just sitting here, and the vision is murky as hell, and somebody needs to put some contacts in order to see what the hell we're doing. So I think the gold is going to clear things up, and I think that's what we're prepping for Mania. If the wise man is actually a wise man, but I think that's what we're seeing.
It's like cataracts. No, but I'm with you. Even when it was
Yeah,
formed, I was like, to me, Paul Heyman with Seth Rollins made no sense to me because Paul Heyman usually works with the next big things. Okay,
yeah,
Braun showed up. I'm all about that. Seth Rollins goes down, but he hasn't really changed before that character. I don't know what they want. Is it gold? Is it them to beat up LA Knight every week? That's what they're doing. I don't really see what they try to get ahead doing. How are they
yeah.
being suppressed? Like,
What I thought was going to happen, and I still kind of feel this, and I somehow we're going to get to Jay turning heel, some way,
okay,
somehow, and I thought that's what we were going to see with Jay turning heel, and basically leading the vision. And to me, if you have Jay turning heel leading the vision, and then that's something, now you have, he's really becoming what people have been saying are just like, oh, you're Roman Reigns Jr. It's like, no, I'm gonna show you now I'm better than him.
mhm.
And you have what you could basically copy paste what Seth Rollins was saying, right? Like it's like you could copy paste that with Jay and it'll be more impactful. Um so, I don't, at the end of the day, I don't know what is going to happen, but I do think there are pieces there that hopefully could play out. I do feel sorry for LA Knight, though. I'll tell you that much, because
Bruh.
he's always going to be he's always going to get the short stick. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that much.
it's getting his ass kicked. Him and CM Punk week to week, and I feel like I love CM Punk too, but him being the world
Dupree,
champion. Yeah, the thing is, yo, as weird and as goofy as it was, he was getting it over. The crowd was saying
oh Dupree,
Dupree.
oh yeah, of course,
I'm just
of
putting it out
course.
there.
I mean, look. I think mixed match challenges, they're at the point now where they can do it. So I mean, you got Alistair Black and Zelina, you got Seth Rollins and Becky, you have Punk and AJ, you have Ethan Page and I was gonna say Carmelo, but Ethan Page
Chelsea Green.
and Chelsea Green. Joe Hendry and Thea Hill. So many people that you can have a dope ass mixed match challenge, not including like Bailey, and put Bailey and Finn Balor back together, put
Yeah.
Asuka and AJ Styles back together, put like it's run it, run it. As a matter of fact, Drake and Go, you should just sponsor and just have it on a channel. Just go to WWE, be like, yeah, here's a couple million, let's run
Oh,
it.
here's a couple millions. For
Yeah,
real?
because I mean, yeah, because that's what I mean, look, that's what Facebook did. They're like, we'll break you off, like have it exclusive to Meta.
Sir, I am the proud owner of dozens of dollars, not millions. I'm not sure who I'm going to
Hey
sponsor. If
man,
that's the case.
well maybe you should hit up the Boston Blueprint, to go the standard, to DDT, Mandalorian,
What is her
13
character?
belt
Can you
Monet.
tell me what it is? What does being a CEO mean in
I'm
2025? Can you
I'm
tell me?
sorry. Do you not know what a chief executive officer is?
Yeah, that's somebody who works for the board of trustees of a corporation. Who are her
Oh,
board of
so
trustees?
I'm sorry, the people that she's winning belts for, because they trust her into actually bringing in money like she's been doing. I don't understand why we have that. You are a smart man.
Apparently
You
not
own
smart enough.
businesses.
Not as smart enough if I don't understand what's going on here. It's been no character for a decade. Just her dancing to her stupid music.
I'm sorry. You talk a lot about her and say it's no character.
There is no. Anyway, real quick about Logan Paul. Think about him in the mix. Are you a fan of him in the War Games match or no?
In the match, yeah, I am. I think uh, there's very few people that get as much heat as Logan Paul, and I think he's figuring it out. I think him showing up with a shield, uh, bulletproof vest was interesting. Um,
Many men,
that
many,
yeah.
many.
I think that was interesting, but yeah, I'm a fan of him being in there because I do think he's gonna win a major title. I think he's gonna win a world title sometime soon.
Interesting. Does it matter which one to you?
Uh, yeah, it does matter actually, but I think the world title is his, not the WWE title.
Fair enough. I also only talent recognized anyway.
Yeah,
We're kind of early, so I'm not going to do a full on preview show for Survivor Series. But 4 matches have already been announced, taking place at Petco Park in San Diego a week from Saturday.
Santiago.
Yeah, Sunday. I'm going to be there. I'm not sure
Mm,
where, but I'm going to be in the building for that.
okay.
Yeah, I put money in. My boys get the tickets. I don't know where the tickets are, but I'm going to be there somewhere. Survivor
I need
Series,
I need friends like that.
dude. You gotta do it, man. You gotta get friends who got more money than you. That's makes it. I'll pay you when I see you, bro. Of the big four or big five, if you count Crown Jewel, I don't know. Survivor Series is one of my least favorite reviews of the year. I wonder what you
Yes.
think right now. Are you a fan? Are you a hype about this year in particular? Where do you stand on it?
Survivor Series is one of my least favorite. It's actually my least favorite pay-per-view of the year. Am I hyped for it? That's really, well, again, more so to see what is the stories that are being told during War Games, right? Like who's gonna come out the victor? What are we moving towards WrestleMania? Really, that because I'm in that casino promo with the four of them sitting at the table, and then Paul Heyman and Triple H. The four of them for a reason. And what I don't want to see is a fatal four-way title match with them. That's what I don't want to see. So I
Right.
want to know, what story are we telling? And are we telling Brock versus Punk again? I wouldn't care about that.
Yeah.
Um, are we telling Roman Reigns versus Punk one-on-one? If that's the case, I want that, and I want it with no holds barred. So you need to bring up the podcast. I need Roman Reigns to either Punk. I need him to say, people were cheering for me, and if it wasn't for you and that podcast, people would I had dog food thrown on me because I was
True.
the
True.
big dog.
Yeah.
I had to I was headlining WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania, getting booed out the building because you went on a podcast to say I was getting forced down people's throats. because Roman had to get his shit in. It wasn't me that said that. It
Hmm.
was somebody else. But you made life hard for me for 8 years. 8 years. I'm about to make hell for you.
I like it. No, I think you should be a booker, man, because that to me is a story that I missed with this
That's
one.
that's the money. That is the if it's a one-on-one match, because if we're not gonna get Rollins and Roman at the main event, which I don't honestly see that happening, just because of the simple fact of you have to build that story between them. They keep like trying to like hot switch it and cut it off and cut it on, but give it Punk and give it to Punk and Roman Reigns and have it like the amount of storytelling that could be had in it is just fantastic. Like I I will eat that shit up. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Does it matter to you that it's 5-on-5? It looks like this year as opposed to 4-on-4. Are you a purist? Or are you
Now
gonna go?
I'm happy that it's 5-on-5, to be honest with you.
Really? Because that means the war games has to be even longer before it starts. That's what
But
kills
that's
me about this.
but think about it. It's I'd rather have the two matches longer and less just matches that don't have a story and don't matter.
Right.
Um and have like we said, that these are 20 of the top stars.
Right.
Like 20 of the top stars. So you have an AJ Styles and Becky Lynch inside of the War Games potentially. I mean AJ Styles, AJ Lee, and Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
I guess star power, you're right, but the very mechanic that you can't win the match till everyone's in the match, I mean, it just ticks me off, man. Like,
They're gonna trick it.
yeah,
They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's 2 minutes in," and then it's gonna be like a minute 15.
fair, fair,
Like,
fair, fair, fair. Yeah,
like get it going, get it going,
you're
get it
right.
going, get
I
it
feel
going.
like an old man. Wrestling isn't made of me. Back in my day, matches ended in 90 seconds. True
This is
story.
this, this is why you can't relate to Mercedes. I get it. Continue.
Okay, that's not the reason why I can't rate the Mercedes. It's because I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is. I don't know what she stands for. I
I don't
don't
know
know
what
what
she
her
is. I don't
character
know what
is.
this kid
I don't.
stands for.
I don't know.
She's down.
I just.
Get on
Hey,
my
she is
don't
good at
tread on
something,
me.
and that's it. That is not worthy of someone whose ultimate dragon comparisons are kind of whatever. But that said, John Cena has this defending the IC title. Anthony Vicarious is defending the Women's World Championship. I want you to chime in on this Nikki Bella thing. For a
Yeah,
long time, it felt like she came back, and all due respect to Nikki Bella, I wasn't the biggest Bella Twins fan, but there's no denying she's a Hall of
tripping.
Famer, and when she
Here,
did, she
here we
did
go.
the business. No, no, no. But I'm saying I wasn't, but I respect the hell out of what she's done in that whole era. But did seem like she was kind of like an also ran when she showed back up. It's like, oh, I'm here too. And it was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But she turns heel now and is beating up Stephanie Vaquer. This could be one of the best opportunities for Nikki to introduce herself to a generation of female fans.
Nikki's at her best when she's heel, right? Like she can make she could make another person. Like she could make a baby face as a heel. Because people just want to boo her for whatever reason. And, maybe because you could look and you can't touch. I don't know. Whatever reason that may be.
This
But
guy.
what I would say is that I'm really looking forward to Nikki in this title match, and hopefully, like you said, showing people like, look, this diva to women's evolution to what it is now weighs a lot and holds a lot of weight under the Nikki Bella brand, under the Bella's brand, right? Like her to like continue changing and to really have a solid run. I'm for that with this new crop, but I also think with Stephanie Vacure, what she's been doing on the wrestling side of things,
Ah,
like
ah,
pure, just pure wrestling. Her, Io Sky, I was about to say Io Shirai, her, Io Sky, yeah, Kyrie, like these just wrestling, like alone, it's really shown like, okay, we're at another level. I would love to have Nikki be the captain of that ship and see a real heel beat the shit out of somebody, beat the crap out of somebody. Match on at Survivor Series, man, because it'll be different. Like I just think back to her SmackDown run, and she was going ham. Like I don't kendo stick matches, like rack attack, everything, any and everything. So I'm a Nikki Bella fan, man, and I kind of want to see what this new iteration will look like moving into Mania.
Do you pull the trigger and have her win the championship at Survivor Series?
Absolutely,
Whoa! Bold take.
yeah.
Bold take. Okay.
Or what do you do? You don't do it at Saturday night's main event.
Oh, I just feel like WWE has this thing where like the challenger does it the first time and don't win, and they like coax a rematch and do it the second time. But hey,
Yeah.
that's kind of bold to have her win the first time. I'm
No,
not
I
knocking
think,
it.
but that I think that's why. I think you have her win the first time, and then have it run, and then maybe you lose that elimination chamber, or you run it to Mania, right? Like I
Yeah.
think you have the women's division is so stacked that you have a lot of stories that could be played if you allot the time to them.
Before we get to NXT this week, I wanted your opinion about this week's TNA contest. Mike Santana, now former TNA champion, looked like he was going to be the everyman of that brand, the face of the brand, the Cody Rhodes of the brand, if you will. Gets rolled up by Frankie Kazarian. Mixed feelings on my part because Frankie Kazarian finally gets the thing that eluded him for so long, but at the
Mhm.
expense of one of the most organic baby faces in the last 3 years. Neeson, what say you?
Uh, what the hell are they doing there, man? Like,
End quote.
you know what this would remind me of? It reminds me of when Hangman didn't win the first time when he faced Jericho. It did remind me when he finally won, and he was the champion, and Big E was the champion. Big E finally won, and they didn't know on both shows. They did not know what to do with these everyman new age millennial champions that really represent who we are,
Mhm.
right? Like these are both, anxiety driven, like anxious but funny and just charismatic, but it's all through trauma because all millennials just went through too much trauma. And
We did.
yeah, everything just keeps happening to us, everything. Um that's so many life events. And they represented that, right? And I think same thing with Santana. It's we seen Santana go from LAX to go to Santana Ortiz at AEW and then break out solo and really and go sober, and we follow the story, and he finally gets the thing when he should have got it before a long time ago, same thing, and he gets it, and you make this big deal out of it, and this is the biggest show, and it's packed out, and all these things, and then you have him lose it at his next title defense to Frankie, and it's like no disrespect to Frankie,
Sounds
because
like you are.
again, I don't know, not at all, not at all, but Frankie, it's it's not his era, it's not his time.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Like if we're talking Stephanie had a run.
Okay.
Stephanie's been champion for how long?
Uh,
6 months, maybe?
Not quite six, like four. I'll look it up.
Okay, so let's say 4 months. Let's take the Lord. Stephanie's been for 4 months. He's been champion. She's been champion. If Nikki Bella loses, Stephanie has main evented Raws, has had stellar matches with just people across the board. I think triple threat matches as well. Tag
54
match,
days. So that is a
a month
month,
and
6 weeks almost.
almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, because that when yes, that's right. She was supposed to. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Pacing
That's
on
why I feel
Naomi.
like it's
Yeah.
on because of Naomi. Yeah. So for this for it to go from what the 2 weeks or whatever it was when Santana won, and then the first defense he loses, and then it's a tape loss.
Yeah.
It was a tape like bro, I don't understand what they're doing, and maybe that's what they want is this reaction to keep talking, but all reaction isn't good, all good reaction. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to follow up with it. And I just think that was just a bad move. So that's like, no disrespect to Frankie, it's just not his time, it's not his era. Like it was Santana's. Like Santana. What-
I'm with you 100%. I felt like it was kind of rushed, but at the same time, I had cautions about him actually winning the title, not because I'm hated this time, is because like Daniel Bryan or think it was Daniel Bryan at the time. When Daniel Bryan said at the time, we're fickle as fans. When it's an every man blue collar champ, we turn those guys super quick. And so I was wondering what his story going to be. This could be a start of something cool. But to your point, that was his first defense. Like, damn, that it reminded me how Kofi Mania ended. It was like that, homie, like that. You got rolled up like that.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, it's. I get Daniel Bryan is right. We are fickle, but we're fickle because the company doesn't take risk, and they want to change the thing that we actually like about the person on the chase, and that's what happens. It's like name name a LA Knight. LA Knight. If LA Knight, they're like, oh, like he's he's doing the same things he was doing when he was a bad guy.
Dummy.
People are just cheering for him. So if LA Knight was to win, they're trying to try to change him and be the quote unquote good guy. You don't do that. You didn't do that with Austin. Austin was a bad guy. He won, he was a good guy. But he didn't change who he was. He was still the beard toe, middle finger toe cut, still the same guy. And so I just think it's letting the bookers off the hook when you say the fans are fickle. Like it really is. Like he wins. Look at Hangman. Hangman's being the same guy now. And that's the thing. He's being the same guy. He still feels like the same guy that's gonna burn somebody's house down.
And he's the good guy.
And he's a good and that's what we want. Because why? It's because who is he standing in front of? Well, he's standing in front of Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe would go to your house and talk about having sex with your wife. Like,
He did that for
Whit
months.
hi Whitney, like
Yeah.
so it's who's the and so that's the thing is like, well, man, Santana it wins, then who do they have him standing in front of? He should be standing in front of Trick. He should be standing in front of AJ Francis. He should be standing in front of like all these people that's gonna get booed out the building. He
First one
should be
asked.
standing in front of Frank,
True.
but losing. I mean, but Frank losing,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
you know?
If something really big happened, monumental, and they had to make a change, I would love at least one successful defense. But that's why I'm not a booker, right?
Just one.
Let's be real. So, real quick about NXT this week. First of 2 weeks, a Gold Rush. It's at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Raw was at MSG this week. So, shout out to my hometown. The Mets at the Yankees. Talk about NXT, man, because I know Jack Farmer is my normal broadcast colleague, and he has mixed feelings about the brand. That there's so many brands in play with Evolve and Triple and TNA as well. I think it's a fun show. Let me get your thoughts about the partnerships across the board first, but definitely also overall thoughts about the first week of NXT Gold Rush.
Well, if we're talking about partnerships, we're just talking about TNA. And I only think it's a partnership because if it was technically under the umbrella, that will be considered a monopoly with having the number one promotion and the number three promotion sandwiched between the number two with the number two sandwich. They could make a legitimate argument saying that this is a monopoly, right? Um, so with that said, I think NXT is a great feeder system now. And with Evolve, with the with AAA, right? Because AAA is under the umbrella. So with AAA and Evolve, you can have these things, these world collides, and I think it helps people like Javon Evans, that can get like they're not just stuck in a quote unquote WWE bubble, but they are. But I mean, they're getting in front of the Mexican audiences. They're getting in front of they're branching out of Florida and getting in front of these other towns when they're working with TNA, um, from Vegas to wherever, like Nashville, whatever the case may be, right? I just think I think it's a fun show. I am worried about how it's just one-sided though. Like I don't like the fact that all WWE stars own these titles, except now the Frankie one, but Trick had
Yeah.
it for so long and
How are these for
that's just
NXT tag team champions for like 3 weeks?
one defense.
Yeah, they had one defense. It was great against the Dudleys. It was classic.
That wasn't a defense. Jesus Christ. I don't even want to talk. Look, hey, more power to them. I'm happy they got out there. Now, we've talked about this a long time ago. I don't like seeing people wrestle where I have to like hold like cringe. Like I have to worry that, they're gonna explode in the middle of the ring. Um, and that's what that match was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I like the partnership for what it is. In fact, if there's only one brand I would watch, would be NXT as a fan. Of course, I watch all of them just to do the show, but I would tune in to maybe Raw for spectacle and NXT for the actual fisticuffs and grabs.
Wait,
But
I'm sorry, I just saw that check. Isn't it one more? Is one more surprise this Friday,
yeah,
right?
you said that. Yeah, someone said
Yeah,
that.
but oh, okay, because I just
Yeah,
saw it. I saw
yeah,
the
he's
chat, and he
watching
was
it
just like,
30
"It's
minutes behind.
oh, okay." It's like it's no more. I'm like, wait, it is. It's one
Yeah,
more. It's
yeah, yeah,
one
you're
more.
right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah,
But this week is Gold Rush at MSG Theater. We got
yeah.
some title matches. We got some title defenses. I will talk about the results, but the one thing I actually like so far is like this whole Zoruka thing, where it's like frenemies and not
Mm,
trusting each other. I mean, it's actually pretty
mm.
layered, man. This might be one of the more fun stories, and I guess I like
I'm
those in NXT.
I'm so mad that they didn't like. I felt like that was a real tag team that could have been brought up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I really liked them as a tag team because of the story, like because of the inner turmoil or just like the questions, and I think that really mirrored well with what Charlotte and Alexa Bliss was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um because they could play off that, and I think having them on a Raw or SmackDown and being able to have a younger version of this and have a mentor version of it, like, look, I get it. You just got to trust them, like continue to trust them. You guys are great. And that's a mainline story, or a main roster story that could really help introduce these wrestlers to this audience. And I think that's where it's not connecting, like when they get brought up sometimes, Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah,
Um, so, but yeah, I do love them. I think the interaction. I didn't watch NXT on that, or I didn't watch all of NXT today, so I'm curious to know if you did.
I did.
Did it implode?
Not quite yet. Spoiler alert, if you guys are watching NXT this week, we had Sol Ruka that was going to take on Blake Monroe for the women's North American title.
Hmm.
Zarya saw that the brace of Sol Ruka was ripped off and it was in a compromising position, so she threw in the towel, causing Sol Ruka to be the loser there. And so that was kind of interesting of how they kind of got that whole like, but I trusted you, I did it for you, but I love you, but
Yeah,
I don't, blah. Real quick though, thoughts about Ricky Saints, man. I like him. I think he's the man. But when he comes out,
but
the
what
crowd is waiting for Oba to come out. They're waiting for Trick to come out. Waiting
I
for Ethan
think,
Page to come out. What gives?
yeah, I think what sucks is and I've been saying this, NXT is too crowded and they're overstaying their welcome. Those are the three people you just named are three people that should not be in NXT. And it's making it hard for someone like Ricky Saints to even stay afloat because it's already crowded air. Like they've been the equity is
Right.
there, like it's different. And then with NXT, especially being stuck at the PC, and you're seeing the same people over, like if you're performing in front of the same people, they're gonna have the same reactions. It's different, like and that's what you're putting on TV. So I feel bad for Saints, man. Like that's why I was like, you could just him and Ego should just skip that because it's honestly Trick in Obi's game down there.
Well, hold on. Now, allow me. Okay, I agree with you. I do agree with you. But allow me to offer a counterpoint. I was winding this down here this week on
I'm
Open
listening.
Gold. You can't do that in the main roster. You can't be like, well, man, LA Knight that's getting the reaction of everybody else. He needs to move up or move down. So we're in the world of NXT. Let's say you can't move these pieces or you can't promote them. How do you solve this problem? Ricky Saints is your NXT champion, and everyone's interested in the other person. What does Ricky Saints have to do?
Okay, so if there's no other main roster and Ricky Stench is your main champion, right? You have to make Trick and Obi in their own storylines more interesting than just going for a title.
Hmm.
because it's just going to like because it's Brock, right? It's Rhea Ripley. It's Charlotte Flair. Like the minute they're on TV, Bianca Belair. At the minute they're on TV, if they're not going for a title, then they're just twirling in the wind.
Hmm.
But the people still want to see them twirling in the wind, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to distract from a look at what they did with Io Sky. People when Io Sky won, it was a thing of like, okay, this isn't gonna last long. And
Hmm.
Triple H stuck with it a whole year. A whole year he stuck with it to where he had to keep they did everything to keep Rhea Ripley away from her,
Hmm.
like every single thing to keep that busy. And that's what it takes. You have to keep those stars that hold so much gravity, you have to keep them busy in more interesting things to where you can actually build a legitimate story and title run with this star that you know it's a star, but you're trying to make him have his own equity in the space. And I just think that's what's failing right now.
Facts. It looks like Miles Bourne and Trick William are doing something, but bringing Oba Femi back to be like, I want my title back seems kind of like, all right, bro, we've seen this already, but that's just probably me. Maybe I'm just kind of, and that NXT title is crap. So many good titles and championship designs are out there. The new NXT title is not one of them. That needs to get redesigned ASAP. That's just
Yeah, I mean, I
yours.
agree. I just bring back the Big E one, at this point.
Oh, the Big X.
Yeah, just bring back the Big X.
Okay, I'm
Uh,
with that. No, I'm with that. But yeah, man, as we wind down this episode, Draped and Go, what else was happening this week in World of Wrestling that made you go, damn?
that's interesting. So before that made me go, damn. Um, I watched Blood and Guts. That was a lot of blood.
Dude,
Um,
10 minutes in, people got a crimson mask on. I'm like, yo, I just sat
a
down.
lot of blood. There's a lot of
I
blood.
was late to the show. And I was like, what happened? I thought it
John
was an hour early.
Moxley, John Moxley on commentary is me, and I
Okay.
love that.
Yeah, I like
Because
that.
I love that. Yeah, I think I'm very Cena. It really hit me last night. It really did. So him coming out and just you could kind of see it on his face, but also just like, wow, this is a lot. Like Madison Square Garden. This is his last Raw. Like we're not going to see him on Raw anymore, And as a performer or anything like that, and it really just hit me as far as what's the difference between, as the kids say, like aura. Like a lot of these people nowadays don't have it. Like they don't have it. Like they may get a pop, they may get, they're selling some shirts, but 23 years of this is different. Like of you coming out and people having some sort of reaction. Well, let's say 20 years of this, people having some sort of reaction. Even Roman coming out, like it felt, don't hopefully Mimi's not watching this, but it felt like a little less of an aura thing. It felt weird. It felt weird, Like it didn't feel like Roman. It didn't feel like the bloodline Roman. It didn't feel like tribal chief Roman. It felt a little disconnected. So
Yeah.
um yeah, Cena's last run, it has me like, damn. Um yeah, and I would say that. Shout out to Vaccine, winning in the garden.
Yeah. I'm with that
That's
too, man.
huge.
Shout out to Maxine Dupree. Same with Cena. Cena was the first person I thought that was a star that came after my time. And I didn't hate the dude, but I was like
Yeah.
profoundly neutral on him until I did AfterBuzz, and I was like, man, he made so many people. I think when he made Sheamus a champ, I was like, this guy's legit. And it used to be a outlier opinion, but he really may be the greatest performer of all time, which is pretty wild to see that in my lifetime.
Right? Like it's one of those things he stuck around. So I will use this analogy. I will use this hip hop analogy. We were around when Jay Z had his run,
Mm-hmm.
but when Jay Z had his run, he was getting outsold by every single person. He was getting outsold by Ludacris. He was getting outsold by T.I. He was getting outsold by Eminem, of course. He was getting outsold. Like you go down the list, but he stuck he stuck to it. He was the only one that outlasted them and
Mhm.
outlasted them on a consistent basis. And then also he was putting over the overall genre in different realms, in different spaces. He was taking it and elevating it in different places. Like, lyrically, like people would be like, oh, nah, so that's not, whatever your argument is. But there's no denying when you look back the impact that Jay-Z had and the reason why he's considered the GOAT. And I think that's to me, when I look back and I watched John Cena's whole career and looking back and seeing the impact that he's had on wrestling, and then now even on his way out, he's trying to leave an impact on the future of wrestling. It's really incredible to watch and see, and no doubt about it that there would never be another GOAT like that. Like Roman we'll look back and be like, Roman was the one that uplifted a whole family. Um, for the first time, and you see, instead of like just having one person, he uplifted five, like that's incredible. um but he wasn't doing it on such a consistent basis at the time like Cena was doing it. Cena was there every Monday, every Thursday,
Mhm.
every no matter the interview show, he was there. I think Cody Rhodes is the closest to that, but Cody Rhodes would never be that because he left, and it's just all the other things.
Yeah.
Like Cody Rhodes is chasing John Cena's ghost, and John Cena's ghost is not even active yet. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Whoa, bars,
you
bars.
know,
Okay. Yeah.
so it's yeah, man. He's the GOAT. It's wild to see. It is crazy because that is our lifetime. Like we're actually watching this. Like people weren't thinking that during Hogan.
No.
Like think when Hogan was going out in WCW and people weren't like, he's the greatest of all time. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
Hogan, all right, cool. Like
There were more fans out were like, oh, it's Hogan, but not like you're right.
yeah,
It wasn't like we're watching greatness of the
people
art
was
form.
yeah, like but people weren't going and saying like arguing, no, Hogan is the greatest. Like they'll be like, you'll be like, oh yeah, like Hogan. I was a fan of Hogan.
Right? Because
That
he
that
left
that'll be the
too.
thing.
I mean, when I got into wrestling in 1993, and again, I'm from New York, so WWF was my promotion growing up.
Yeah,
He was already the Thunder in Paradise guy. Like he had already gone, and so I
yeah,
don't
he
really
was
have the
melted.
same connections that he does. But yeah, John Cena,
The
man, greatest of all time, hands down. So
greatest of all time. It's wild. And I did a commercial with him. Look at that. Look at that.
damn, we just
Look at
dropped
that.
that casual. By the way, me and
Look at
John
that.
Cena, we did
Oh, that
commercial
was
together.
years ago. That
That
was
still
years ago.
counts. It's a credit.
Yeah, it is
Baron
a credit.
Corbin retired Kurt Angle. He can live with that for the rest of his life.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, my guy, thanks for coming on this episode of Draped and Gold, man. I mean, you do a lot of things, hands down. Neesin, if I want to follow you, want to know what you're up to, connect with you, fan club, Patreon, hit me up.
Oof. I need to start an OnlyFans. That's what I need to
Hey
do.
yo, hey yo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about paywalls.
I said
Uh,
Patreon, bro.
oh, my fault, my fault. Yeah, no, please follow me on Instagram. I don't have a Patreon. I wish I did. I should, but that would take more consistent work, and you guys don't need to pay me for not being consistent. So follow my OnlyFans at Stay Fly Life because it's the most consistent work I'm doing. My hips are open now.
Hey yo.
No, yeah. Follow me on Instagram at StayFlyLife. That's where you can keep up with all
What about his hips,
my
bro?
nonsense. Yeah, well, look, first of all, guys, do your hip exercises, okay? It really helps. It really
Yeah,
helps.
it
Like,
does.
especially if you're sitting down all day, just do some hip exercises. Your partner's gonna love you.
Yo, real
They're gonna
talk.
love you.
I see those adductor machines for years. I avoided them, but they are a game
Yeah,
changer, man.
they're game
I
changer.
do go super early in the morning, so no one sees me doing them. But
Yeah,
but I do them. I do when I get there. Yeah,
brother. If I see you on the ab machine, if I see the guy on the ab machine and they make eye contact, I'm like,
don't judge me. Don't judge
you're they're happy at home. I know, brother. I know. Keep going.
This is the award-winning Drape to Go back next week, Tuesday. Hopefully, Jack Farmer comes to work. I'm not even sure if he's going to do that, but check me out on justasandwich.com. That's my sports and comedy
Oh, that's
blog.
dope.
New posts every week. Neesin, I'm out.
Mm,
You out?
I'm out.
All right, let's show